restaurant, Middle Tennessee, and I am the catering sales manager. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how that happened, because it's kind of a fun story. First of all, I am middle-aged and above. I have I've been married I married my high school sweetheart. I've been married for 37 and a half years. And we have 2 amazing daughters that are very talented, and they both live out west. One is in Vegas. Currently, just moved there from LA. She's an actress. You'll get HBO. She was in All the Way with Bryan Cranston, an HBO feature film. She played Bryan Cranston's daughter. And I got to go to the red carpet for a lifetime. And my other daughter taught English overseas for 7 years, and she is living in Portland, Oregon. And currently my 2 daughters are working together writing screenplays, and they actually have an agent for one of their screenplays that's being pitched nationwide. So we're very excited about that. It's a show called Shady Ladies, so keep looking for it when it comes out. Anyway, that's a little bit about me. And I chose to not have a career when I was younger and raise my children. It's very important to me to stay home with my kids. I had worked in restaurants part-time when I first got married, just to make extra money. And I decided to just bartend and wait tables while my kids were little so I could be with them. And it worked out really well for me. I was always asked to go into management a zillion times over, but that never happened until they went to high school. And I was working for a restaurant called Texas Roadhouse. I mean, Logan's, but I'm saying that. And I manufactured a job for myself there. They had someone rolling silverware, so I went in every day and rolled silverware. I played secretary, answered the phone, and the manager said, hey, you're really professional. Do you want to be my LSM, local store marketer? So I started doing local store marketing for them, and I found out that that was really my passion, was marketing and sales. Unfortunately, that job did not last. Change of management, I wound up leaving. Wound up getting into restaurant management, which I hated. I did that for several years, just because I was older, and nobody wants an older bartender. That's definitely a young person's job. And it was a paycheck, it was a decent paycheck. I worked hard, I earned my money, but I knew that it was not my calling. So, 5 years ago, November, 5 years ago last month, I was a manager at Outback Steakhouse in Nashville. West End, the store's now closed. It was a Sunday, there was a big party, there was about 20 people, and I was the manager on duty, and I'm a very involved, hands-on manager. And at the end of the party, the woman whose birthday it was and her dad came up to me and said, we were so impressed with everything, we would like to send a letter to your boss. And I said, sure, come on. And I walked them up, they came up to the podium, like at the front, and I'm giving them a business card, and the man she's with leans over and whispers in my ear, hey, she really knows she's in the business. And I said, well, what does she do? He said, she's the catering director for Moe's. Wow. I had seen them on Undercover Boss, and I had tried to get in touch with people for that company because I thought, man, this is what I want to do, sell catering. And I literally put my arm around this woman and I walked her outside. And I said, I want to work for you. And she thought I was crazy. And I said, do you need a salesperson? She goes, actually, we've had some salespeople in the past. They've never worked out. They call on their friends and they go to their church and then they just sit around and expect to get a paycheck. I said, well, that's not me. I said, I've done local marketing for a restaurant before. I really think that I can make you money. So she did send an email. I had all of her contact information from that, and I stayed on it. And it took me 6 months to get the job. I created this job for myself. I gave them a guarantee that I would increase sales by at least 10% a year, and if I didn't, then I would manage their next store. At the time, they had 7 stores. This was the 8th one in Clarksville. I was not coming here. But I did tell them that if it didn't work out, I would manage their next store, and this way, I was not taking a risk for myself, because here I'm going from a management job to a sales job, and I'm telling them I could do this, but I really didn't know if I could. With that being said, they hired me. I got a very small base pay and commission. The woman that I had put my arm around is the director of catering. She's been with them since day one. She got the business going, and she literally, I met with her for 1 hour. She gave me an email address. She showed me the system on how to enter orders and said, have fun, good luck. I said, oh, okay, this is how it's going to be. So I had to use my own drive to figure out what to do. The first thing I did was go to every hotel that had a meeting room. I'm a little dizzy, sorry. Go to every hotel that had a meeting room and partner with them. I tried to think to myself, okay, what would be the broad way to get business quickly? Is to go where people are booking things. So I did event venues, hotels. I literally cold called. I got locked in stairwells because security. You know, someone opens the door, you run in, didn't realize I needed a card to get out. I, in a building where your cell phone doesn't work. I had some pretty scary things. I was chased by police because I'm aggressive and I'm going to get in there, you know. And cold calling was okay. But then I met Miss Laurie Delk, and it changed everything. I mean, seriously, what happened was I was on Facebook, and I saw something on Facebook about a speed networking group that met at a hotel at like 6 o'clock at night. I'm a married woman, you know, I'm a little bit leery. It's at night, it's in a hotel, blah, blah, blah. But I go, I say, this sounds interesting. I go to a speed networking, and it's really, really cool. I mean, literally, you have 3 minutes, you're talking to one person, you go to the next one, the next one, the next one. And somebody told me about, because I said, this is great, but I really don't want to be away from my husband in the evening. I've managed restaurants for 20 years. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be home at night. Oh, well, you need to meet Laurie Delk. And it was, who's the woman that used to sub for you when I first met you? They started her own in the mornings.
Maggie
Strong. That's exactly who it was. She told me about Laurie. And I started coming to Laurie's meetings, and I have to tell you, honestly, it changed my life. I'm not here to pitch Laurie, but it's the truth. I mean, this is the truth, like you were saying about her meetings. That Cool Springs one, I cannot tell you how many leads I got. I'm telling you guys this story because I'm supposed to be telling you something inspirational, but the only way that I can express how important networking is to tell you how I got to where I am today. So just so you know, I have increased sales with Moe's by 40% plus a year over year. This year it's been a little bit more of a challenge, but I've consistently, I mean, I've blown them away. I literally get reviews and they don't have one criticism, they don't know what to say to me. And I have to attribute 75% of my success to these meetings. And I know you don't see that many people in here, but when you're in a small group, you have an opportunity to really build a relationship. I remember one time I looked up one of Laurie's meetings and it had 5 RSVPs and I said, no, I'm not gonna go. And I went, there were 30 people there. So that's another thing. People don't understand that just because there's no RSVPs doesn't mean no one's going. And I also find that when you get a group, a small group, you get that one-on-one, you get to build that relationship, really get to know somebody. They're so much more apt to recommend you when they really know you as a person. Mm-hmm. And I used to think, oh, I want to just collect business cards, meet as many people as I can, and that's it, that's what I have to do. But that's really not the way it is, you know? It's really about relationship building. And my success comes from not only coming to these meetings, but my follow-up. You've got to follow up with people that you meet. It's not just a matter of, oh, hi, it's nice to meet you, you know, and do something memorable. When I leave here today, every one of you is going to get a Moe's Bucks. Okay, now, that may not seem like anything, but you go to a meeting with 30 people, like you guys aren't going to forget me. I'm redhead, I'm from New York, I talk bad, I'm pretty memorable. But there are a lot of people that aren't. There are a lot of people that, you know, just kind of, people don't remember them. They just kind of, but you give somebody something, when you meet them, they're never going to forget you. Like, I've mentored so many young people, like the people that are doing like Mary Kay or Melaleuca or Rodana Feels Bring a sample. Give us something to entice us to come use your product. I give you guys the Moe's Bucks and say, hey, this isn't for catering. Nothing to do with building my business. I just want you guys to go eat at Moe's and enjoy it. Because if you go eat there and you like the food, guess what? When you're having a party, who are you going to think of? Me. Right. So it's not necessarily what happens today at this meeting. You're not going to order cake from me today, but you'll remember me because of the impact I have when I meet you. So my best tip for today would be when you are networking, make sure you're memorable. Give them something to remember you by, a coupon, and then follow up. Also, make sure you follow up. I collect these business cards. People think I won't pay my house with them, but I follow up with every single person. Like, I see him all the time, so I'm not going to follow with him from this meeting. But in a month from now, I'll send him an email. Hey, don't forget me. You know, I look and see when I emailed them last. I don't bug people, but I make sure I keep in touch. Does anyone have any questions? No? No. Well, just make sure you all believe in yourself, okay? I see a lot of young faces. Don't ever give up. Really believe in yourself. I tell that to my children. I mean, I have a starving actress daughter, and she is going to make it. She's going to be huge because I won't let her give up. because giving up is the only way you can fail at anything. It's the best advice. Her vocal coach told her that when he came to see her in a show one time. He said, Samantha, the only way that you will fail in this industry is if you give up. And I feel that way about sales, I feel that way about marketing, I feel that way about life. You know, we have control over everything that we do, and we just have to figure out what works for us, you know? And take your strengths of your personality and go with those. Like my mouth is my strength, obviously, you know, so I talk. You know, some people are shy and quiet, but they may have other great communication skills that I don't have. Like you asked me to do a PowerPoint presentation, and I'm like, well, I don't know what that is. You know, I'm not computer literate, but I can talk up a storm. So, you know, and try to surround yourself with people that are good at things that you're not good at, and really get your network together where you can offer a whole bunch of services to somebody if you're in the service industry. Thank you all.